Well, to Todd's point about catching up to the consumer, there was a time when the hotel room was the ideal home. And I'm sure that operators do sort of miss that having the larger TV than what many people could afford and things like that. So, but in order to get there, you have to be an early adopter. And that's so difficult for large chains or many hotel groups because they have to upgrade all at once. So is it possible to be on the leading edge of technology if it's so difficult to become an early adopter in that way? Is it possible?
I think it depends on the area you focus on. But for SkyTouch, specifically, and where we focus on the choice side from a distribution, what do we do as a value that we bring? So as choice as a franchise, what value we bring, and for SkyTouch, what value do we bring? I believe that we've created some pretty cutting edge things, and we're currently working on a new reservation platform that's going through migration right now. That is a new product that potentially will be available someday, just like SkyTouch is today. So I think that where the value is that you're trying to drive is where you should focus on innovation and how you drive your company, right? There's a lot of other stuff out there that really great people like Wilson and others. It's like you need to partner with a lot of things, and Jeff's going down that path now. I think it's a good strategy for them. And what they do, we do a very similar thing, but our value as choice, the value proposition that includes the SkyTouch platform and what we deliver to the consumers is where the key is. So that's where our innovation and focus is. I think each individual person around the table has to choose, where that focus is going to be. And also, security is always number one. If you don't start with security, you're in trouble anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing to add, as you get more innovative and on the cutting edge, just like with software development, as you become more agile, it becomes more risky. So you have to weigh the choice of how cutting edge do I need to be versus how risky do I want to be. Because usually if you're moving fast to be an early adopter, you potentially open up holes in your either your security program or lack of delivery for services or those kind of things. So each organization has to gauge how agile can we be as an organization. And and even from a security perspective, how quick should we implement security controls versus not, because you may be creating more risk. So I believe in being actually probably more agile when it comes to security and adoption, because at the end of the day you have to make the guest happy, right? But that also, you have to take into effect that if you spill their data or you don't deliver their service, they're not going to be happy. So you have to find that median piece where you're as cutting edge as you can be and still deliver and still be secure. But I think every organization has a different gauge where that's at, depending on the organization and the tape within that organization.
A little insight from our experience is we haven't seen too many people take the initiative to move forward and dabble in different technologies and see what works, what doesn't. There are a few partners out there who will do that, which has been great, but in terms of the overall push in the industry, I think it's just starting, and we're seeing this influx and boom of different companies that are coming in, developing new technologies, and trying different things out. So we're finally seeing some momentum in terms of new technology coming out there and being innovative, but as Jake mentioned, there is that balance between agility and that risk and security assessment. So, it's great to see that moving forward. I think what the goal should be moving forward is something along the lines of everyone having these type of controlled experiments where you can, assess new technology and be able to evaluate it and then further incorporate it within your operations. Jonathan and I, moving in this company, have seen a lot of phobia, in terms of adopting new technology, and that's something that's finally starting to change. So we're seeing that, there's this this new mindset moving forward where everyone's kind of starting to scramble to adopt new technology, which has been great. But there's also that balance again of agility and risk assessment that you need to be mindful of when you're moving forward.
Well, anyone can feel free to chime in on this one, but I have seen technology become somewhat uniform across chain scales. So what are some ways for maybe hotels that want to stand out using technology, what are some options available to them?
I think the first thing is you have to have a philosophy that allows not just to test but to fail fast. So unfortunately, I'm in an environment now where that's something we do. We put kiosks in our lobbies at some of our hotels. We have a collection of our hotels we call incubator hotels, where we throw technology against the wall, see if it works, and then if it works, we deploy it. If it doesn't work, we move on to the next thing and go. But we've had some major failures there. But having the attitude from the CEO down that we're going to try stuff, see if it works, fail fast, and move on, really helps that process. And if you're in an environment where that doesn't exist, where you're too cautious, you're never going to have that differentiation. Now, we're also quick followers as an industry. Once we see something works at Marriott or at Red Lion or at Choice or whatever the brand level is, we jump on it like all over. So it's hard to do that. I mean, first it was 40-inch TVs, and then it was 55-inch TVs. Now it's 65-inch TVs. And what casting solution do you have? And we're all running to it, right? I mean, this is going to be the HITEC of casting, I guarantee it. There's got to be 100 casting solutions on the floor, different brands and different solutions and different things. We're quick followers. So maintaining that distance is what becomes difficult. But I think, again, going back to, it doesn't matter how the differentiation is on the technology side if you don't have the service side. So as long as we keep focusing on that, if we've got great technology that's exciting to our guests and then we're delivering on the promise of service, that's how you differentiate yourself.
Anyone else on differentiation?
I think on the SkyTouch side, what we're trying to do is we continue to enhance the overall platform is create a way to make those integrations easier so then you can stand out by picking a partner or whoever it might be. It could be distribution, it could be an individual central reservation system you're connected to that gives you distribution. It could be a partner like Whistle or others, and be able to make that easy, to your point, Jeff, to be able to, because you'll try it sometimes and then you'll actually get it into operation and figure out, oh wait, we missed something, right? And you got to pull it out and put something else in. Being able to make that as easy as possible for our customers is kind of a key focus. Because I think that you want to take advantage of all the innovation that's going on. You can't generate it yourself necessarily. And where those opportunities arise, you want to be able to make it happen fast. To Jeff's point, fail fast and move on. So.